The first great Windows phone, maybe. An Ultrabook that could eat the MacBook Air for breakfast. And my 5 favorite games for the new iPad, this time on SpoonFed Mobile. When AT&T says that the launch of the Nokia Lumia 900 is its biggest ever, bigger than the iPhone, then you know that they're not fooling around. This device is available for pre-order now and goes on sale April 8th for $99. But what are you getting for your money? Up until now, most consumers have ignored Windows phones, but Nokia is hoping that its flagship device will change consumers' minds with high-end features, a really cutting-edge design, and 4G LTE speeds. You're also going to be getting some features that some other Windows phones don't have, like Nokia Drive for free turn-by-turn directions. Only time will tell whether the Lumia 900 will be the smash hit that Nokia and Microsoft so desperately need. You're going to have to wait until next week when I bring you my full review. This week, tickets for the Google I/O conference in June sold out in a whopping 20 minutes. And it's easy to see why, because one of the big rumored announcements for the show is a $199 tablet that will go head-to-head with the Kindle Fire. Some say it's going to be called the Google Nexus tablet, and some the Google Play tablet, but whatever you call it, it's bad news for the competition. Anyone who makes a tablet over $300, I'm talking to you, Samsung, Acer, and Lenovo, you better watch your back. From the people who almost brought you the Courier tablet from Microsoft comes a hot new app called Paper from developers called 53, and the reason why it's generating a lot of buzz is because it really makes sketches and drawing and note-taking very simple on the iPad, and you can use it with your finger or a capacitive stylus. One of our favorite features of the app is that when you dive in, you can use 2 fingers to rewind if you did something that you didn't want to do to your photo, and it sort of erases your changes on the fly, which is really cool. And you can also purchase additional tools online for $2 a piece. The app itself is free, but if you want to add additional drawing implements like this one, you have to pay an extra $2, or it's $8 for the whole app. And when you're done with your drawing, you can then share it out to Tumblr, Facebook, or Twitter. So we'd like to play a little bit more with the Paper app to figure out if it's really worth the hype, but so far we're impressed with its simplicity and versatility. Imagine if a laptop ate the MacBook Air for lunch. That's exactly what Samsung is doing with the new Samsung Series 9. It has a 15-inch display, so 2 inches bigger than the MacBook Air, and yet this notebook is super thin at just 0.6 inches, and it weighs only 3.8 pounds, so it's an ultra-portable laptop inside a mainstream notebook's body. We're going to tell you what we like and what we don't about this new ultra-portable from Samsung. The Samsung Series 9 gives you a lot to love when it comes to the design. This is definitely a premium craftsmanship because you have aluminum unibody construction similar to the MacBook Air, and you have a lot of ports on the left and right hand side. You have, in addition to your power jack, you have a USB right here, headphone, and 2 micro ports for HDMI and Ethernet. And on the other side, Samsung includes 2 USB 3.0 for high-speed connections, along with a mini display port, and there's also a little door right here for SD cards, which is really important for an Ultrabook. We want people to be able to attach their cards for transferring photos. In terms of the design itself, we love the display. It's one of the best on the market because you get really wide viewing angles, and it's a matte finish, so you could even use this outside without too much glare. And it's a 1600 by 900 resolution, so you're getting a lot of detail for your $14.99. If you look at the keyboard itself, there's not a ton of travel, so touch typists might be turned off a little bit by this layout, but it is well spaced, and we were able to achieve our usual accuracy and pretty close to our speeds. There's a couple things that we don't like about the Samsung Series 9. The first is that the speakers, while they're very loud, they sound a little tinny. I mean, it's definitely loud enough to fill a room, but it's a little harsh as you get to the maximum volume. And our other pet peeve is that even though the backlit keyboard works, it's dimmer than the MacBook Air. Overall, I mean, for your $14.99, you're getting a very thin and light design, a big screen that you could take anywhere, up to 7 hours of battery life, and a really fast SSD that boots in just 16 seconds. So when you add it all up, we really like the Samsung Series 9. It's one of our favorite premium Ultrabooks. Everyone is excited about the new Retina display on the new iPad, and it's really great for reading and boring stuff like that, but the real reason everyone's excited is all the cool new games that you can play at the super high resolution that's even better than your HD TV. Here's my countdown of the top 5 new games for the new iPad. In at number 5 on my list is Real Racing 2 HD, which has some of the most photorealistic graphics that you're going to find on a racer anywhere. We're going to start the game right here. And one of the things I love about this title, in addition to the eye candy, is just how tight the controls are. You can go around the track and make the turns without making the violent movements. And as we start and come out into the sun, you can see that there's really cool effects, like the reflection in the top of the car, and you can see some of these effects over here, like the sand, kicking up. And once you get your practice over with, you'll be able to challenge up to 16 other players online. And even though right now we're riding in a sort of a clunky Volvo, you can upgrade to up to 30 vehicles once you really get your practice in. Overall, the controls are good, the graphics are great, and it's just easy to pick up and play. The number 4 game on my list is Flight Control Rocket, which is a sequel to the flight control game from last year, and it has really cute graphics. And the object of the game is to guide your ships into the dock, and multiple ships come on the screen and give you a challenge, and because they come in multiple colors. And we like the different color backgrounds and sort of the easy to use controls. You just have to be careful when you're playing this game so that your flight paths don't cross into each other and you don't crash. But overall, it's pretty fun for a really low-cost game. My third favorite game for the new iPad is Angry Birds Space, which literally takes the birds into a new dimension. What you have here is new characters like this. You can freeze the pigs just with a touch, and you can use the orbit of these mini planets to do trick shots. You sort of spread out from there and do all the damage that you want, and you can see that a lot of the items are floating down. So it's just as addictive as before, but there's new gameplay mechanics that keeps things fresh. Okay, so in at number 2 is Infinity Blade 2, which is a sequel that's been optimized for the Retina display, and there's just a lot more to love here because the level of detail is unparalleled, and this is also a game that you won't find on Android. So for playing here, the gameplay is easy to pick up, but as I say, hard to master. But we like that the game gives beginners instructions. And then you can do your damage. We also like about this game is that you're not limited to the single sword weapons. You can also get heavy weapons that take 2 hands to swing and you get to do more damage. And you can also wield 2-handed weapons like 2 swords so that when you're doing combos and things like that, you can do the multiple amount of damage with little combos and things like that. My favorite game on the new iPad is Modern Combat 3 Fallen Nation. As you can tell by the title, the US is under attack and it's your job to get rid of the terrorists. And we'll show you right here how it works. This is a first-person shooter of the highest order because you have console-quality graphics, your choice of multiple weapons, and the controls are actually pretty easy to use. You use your joystick over here, you're able to pick up weapons as you go along, although I'm not the best shot. There we go. You're supposed to use the environment and duck behind items as you can to shield yourself from incoming fire. The environments are pretty intense, and so is the gameplay, and the voice acting is actually pretty good too. Yes, there's some cursing and thrown into the mix, but then again, war is hell.